Welcome everyone to another Ref Brandon and the Todd Family YouTube video. Wherever you are, whatever you may be doing, thank you so much for making Ref Brandon we always greatly appreciate it. If you jump on live here on this Thursday evening, feel free to leave a comment in the comment section down below. Make sure to give the video a like, a thumbs up. If you have not yet subscribed, please do so and share the video on all social media platforms. I mentioned this last night and brought it up last night. And thank God everything went as planned today, so I'm going to be able to do it. Hey there, I'm going to hope it's Jacob. Hey there, Keveron. Glad to have both of y'all here on this Thursday evening. But last night I broke down the women's bracket. Tonight I'm going to talk about the tag teams, and hopefully one day next week we'll be able to talk about the best all-time singles wrestlers for the men. But in case you missed last night's video, I do a podcast usually once a week, but last week was twice, this week twice, and next week it's probably going to be twice with my man JJ on the Greenville Sports Media YouTube channel. They also have a TikTok channel, I believe is Greenville SM, but don't quote me on that. But him and I decided to do something different, something you don't see, and that is have seedings, kind of like what you'd see with March Madness, except for with the women and the tag teams, we didn't have 64 or 68. With the men, we might, but with the women, we had 32 women wrestlers, and with the tag teams, we have 32 tag teams, and we have them seeded just like you'd see at March Madness. We've got 4 different brackets or regions, whatever you want to call it, and there's 8. Now, March Madness, yeah, we have them seeded, but the seed is not somebody crappy because we're trying to find the best of the best. It's a little bit easier finding the best when you've got somebody really good teamed up with somebody that's not any good. So all of our women's wrestlers and all of our tag teams are great, but somebody has to lose. So last night we went over the women's 4 regions, and tonight we're going to go over the men's 4 regions, and hopefully if all goes as planned, we're going to do the men next week. Now, if you have any opinions on who should win these matches, you can drop them here live if you watch live. If you go back and watch it later, you can still comment. You can also comment on my Facebook page. You can send me a vote if you're on Facebook. You can also chime in over on the Greenville channel. But all this is just like Madness. Last night we gave you 2 women. Tonight we'll give you 2 tag teams, and then you decide if you were running a wrestling show and you had these 2 tag teams, squaring off, who would win the match. Hey there, I'm going to hope that's Ryan. If that's wrong, I apologize. But what you see is Elvis. My wife is a huge fan of Elvis, so that's why he is behind me. You notice the calendar is 5 years old because my wife refuses to throw it away because she loves Elvis. But in the first region, the 1 seed Usos going up against the 8 seed, the Fantastics, against the 7 seed Rick Rude and Fernandez. Ryan, I have not. Somebody came on here one day last week, I believe it was, and asked me about maybe it was GTA or whatever it's called, and I told them I have not played a video game in 20 years. So, a lot of these games that have been around for a while, I recognize the names of them, like the NFL game that's been around for 50 years, or NASCAR, baseball, any of those. But as far as playing them, I think the last time I played a video game, I might have been 20. I'm just not a video game person. Never have been. But I do appreciate you asking the question. And we have against the 4 seed Harlem Heat, the 5 seed FTR against the 3 seed Hart Foundation. And that's the 8 teams in that bracket. And then the next one, we have the 1 seed Midnight Express against the 8 seed Russians. 2 seed the New Day against 7 seed Lucha Brothers. The 6 seed APA against the 4 seed British Bulldogs. And the 5 seed Young Bucks against the 3 seed Demolition. 1 seed in our third bracket, Road Warriors against the 8 seed Von Erich. 6 seed 4 Horsemen against the 4 seed Outsiders. 5 seed New Age Outlaws against the 3 seed Fabulous Freebirds. Hey there, Avery. Glad to have you here on this Thursday evening. And Ryan and Avery, if y'all are new to the channel, feel free to leave a comment, which you already have. Feel free to give the video a like, a thumbs up, subscribe to the channel, tell your friends, tell your family about the channel. Make sure to click that bell to be notified whenever we go live, and share the video on all social media platforms. Avery, you got a great name. By the way, I have twin sons, and one of them's name is Avery, so great name. 2 seed Hardy Boys against the 7 seed Rockers. 5 seed New Outlaws and 3 seed Fabulous Freebirds. I think we said that. And now down to our final region. We have the 1 seed Rock and Roll Express against the 8 seed Briscoe Brothers. The 2 seed Dudley Boys against the 7 seed Blackjacks. The 6 seed Holy Demon Army against the 4 seed Beer Money. And the 5 seed Motor City Machine Guns against the 3 seed Edge and Christian. Now, what we did is we tried to go and get pretty much the same amount of years on 2 sides, but when JJ and I were discussing this, we tried to have it to where on one side you've got women's wrestlers and male wrestlers and tag teams from like 74, 75 up through 2000, and then the other side you have 2001 through today. So that way you have about 50 years or so of. So you've got a combination of old and the new, and we try best whenever possible to have it to where, whether it's a women's match or a tag team match, where you've got old school against new school, because wrestling's changed so much over the years. But also you don't want to have new seeds face off against each other and old seeds face off against each other, because then you're just eliminating each other. So then when you get down to the end, you're going to have either all new or you're going to have all old. But if you have one new and one old, you're eliminating, one of each all the way through. Hopefully that as it goes along, it stays pretty even. Hey there, Subaru. Glad to have you here. If you've got to crack that big in your bed, you might need to get you a new bed. But again, you can leave a comment on here during a live video, or you can leave a comment on here later on in any video. Just click on a video, click where it says comments, and you can vote. And you can vote on every single match. Or if there's only one tag team you like, just say, hey, they should win. But Usos and Fantastics, who would you pick? If the Steiner brothers wrestled Rick Rude and Manny Fernandez, who would you pick? If the Hurt Business wrestled Harlem Heat, who would you pick? If FTR picked Hart Foundation, who would you pick? And you do that all the way down. If those 2 tag teams wrestled who would you pick? And don't just say, well, I like them better, so I'll pick them. You know, kind of think of a thoughtful reason why you would pick who it is you would pick. And hopefully next week we'll have the men on here as well. With the women and tag teams, it wasn't quite as hard, especially, modern day tag teams, because tag team wrestling is not taken serious anymore. So when you think about modern day tag teams, you can pretty much think of all of them in about 2 minutes because there's just not many of them. But with wrestlers, man, JJ and myself, we had 500 wrestlers. So we're trying to narrow it down to, 64 or 68. But any thoughts on any of this, please feel free to let me know. And until next time, it's Ref Brandon saying, just like in pro wrestling, life can be over by the count of three. Tell your friends and family how much you love them.